goals. And Ubia or Chelsea. Hello, a very, very big good afternoon to you, wherever you are in the world. My name is Fiifi-Manfred. Hey, Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Say, won't subscribe to the channel now. Pause, subscribe to the channel, turn on notification. The important part, say, over subscribe to the channel. And we want to make sure we do hear from you as well. To everybody who is around the world on your Ghanaian or worry about how they are not going to get to understand the content in Chi and how we make it over here. Trust me, there are subtitles and we're going to translate everything for you. So stick and stay, don't go nowhere. Trust me, you get the translated versions of everything that we say in there as subtitles for you, and then you will make sure that you enjoy all the analysis like you used to do if it's in English. Of course, if you've loved it in Chi as well, then we are happy because we've done what you wanted for you. Let us make sure we hear from you in the comment section. Tell us what you think. Anytime if there's something you disagree with, there's something you agree with, if there's anything that you have to contribute to the show, make sure see a better one our comment section. Again, share the link every time share Emma will share Emma will mate, share Emma groups be a woman, whether the Arsenal group, Man United group, the Real Madrid group, every group will be a woman. I entreat you saying I mean sure I will share. You know, of course, subscribe to the channel. Now turn your notifications, send it back. So far as you ever drop content when the first person now when you so what any notification when this video drop we are first when your notification. So make sure that you will turn on notification, you get the update, and then you'll be here. So every day you give us the feedback. My name is Fiifi-Manfred. This is Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. We are grateful to have you here. Let's start the conversation. You see, so we'll see. Oh yeah, Chelsea nipa. Na say next summer, dream about how Chelsea can buy players, Chelsea can invest, Chelsea can play in Europe. Sanema winning. Then I have everything for you, so stick and stay. Because there are a lot of things about to go. And me person chronicle all the events for you. It starts from Chelsea player who are returning from international duty because there is a scare. And in my opinion, some player when I keep it Chelsea to go and play in Europe. I mean, all returning, there is the need to go beat Makobo in Europe. Now, apart from that, also, say, Washa, Chelsea supporters group what England have written straight to talk about in Baghdad at Bali. Say, they are encouraging every Chelsea fan to be up about Stamford Bridge from now to the end of the season. Say, they should make sure that they support the team and they should be united so that they can attain their goals. And not see one thing. Now, straight away from that, there are a lot of details about Chelsea possible sponsorship. In the summer as well. But even before that, let me start from this angle. And I want to start from non-Chelsea conversation because we're interested, and then it will dovetail into the real conversations that also in the course of the conversation. So make sure you stick and stay. You do not want to go anywhere. Let us get into the conversation. Real Madrid, of course, have done a brilliant job. And Madrid in himself, one of the biggest positions there's some augmenting in the summer is to make sure that they get the best in terms of right back. Now, if you've watched Madrid's right back issues in recent times, they bought Alaba at some point in time who could play at both sides or full back position on them. Now, because of the injury to Militao, so the was center back, even with Fela and Mendy, our quality, our side levels to Mukano. Fela Mendes who has had issues in terms of how consistent he can be for the team as a fullback. Now there is Dani Carvajal, why a kidney surgery and then a liver surgery, and then since that time, you would have thought say maybe he would have taken a nosedive, but Madrid knows that they have to plan beyond Dani Carvajal. So it's the reason in here they are looking out for top right backs. Now if you've watched Dani Carvajal, he has been very, very important to everything Madrid for in recent times. Now, again, it starts from the quality of play. It starts from Danny's importance in Madrid for from seasons that have passed. Oshe ran in Champions League. Oshe, the player he plays in terms of the Spanish La Liga. Then you go ahead and watch even his contribution for the Spanish La Liga. He has quality across all parts. Now, the bigger problem with Madrid, and they say they are looking for a player obetumi fit not just at right back, but somebody that can be ambidextrous enough to play in central areas if they want more creativity. And I think that personally, I have loved the squad building ability of Real Madrid for now and exactly what they want to do. Because first of all, say Oshe Obi say Alaba now plays at centre back, but Alaba is essentially a full back, so he can play at left back, can play at right back. He started his career in that fashion. Now away from what Alaba gives you at left back and full back, he's a centre back, he's a leader. Now Madrid are doing everything humanly possible, and it's the reason why they've had things to speak to Alfonso Davis. Alfonso is not because his Alfonso can play on one wing. It's because he's the kind of player that can play on both wings. He can play as a left back or a right back. So he can play in both areas. Now, if you look at someone like Danny Carvajal, he is a little bit short in terms of his height, but again, he gives you quality on and off the field of play. Now, again, you watch the kind of play that he gives you as a right back, it's the best. Bumping forward. So on Bambe, attacking spaces, non dropping back, on your aggressive with his crosses, his final ball, creativity from wide area. And then, of course, even with his height, defending of area outdoors and stuff like that. Madrid are doing it very, very well. So it's the reason why Madrid have, they know that Trent Alexander-Arnold contracts at the end of the season are questionable. And they know that with the possible departure of Jurgen Klopp, a very possible so being a branch friend Trent Alexander-Arnold. So because of that, Madrid are beginning to speak to a branch friend Trent Alexander-Arnold. They had already begun conversations with Alfonso Davis. The bad thing said by an Alfonso Davis if you know. But really, the big part was that they want to make sure they use someone like Jude Bellingham to start talking to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Because of course he's a creator, he can come into central areas and create from them and play like a quarterback to send Kyle Walker, and then again he can also play the wings, L1, which is very, very important. So Chelsea are looking at possibly getting Trent Alexander-Arnold into their team. Now let's go straight into it. Chelsea knows, but that the Bali knows. Todd Boy, the entourage, anybody or your part of the day-to-day running of the affairs of Chelsea, they are in Fiifi clear. Say, open a dear Bakwa, a bit in your CV Chelsea season, especially for next season. Because say, how it is important to balance box. That club will stay within the remit of FFP, and then they will stay within the remit of the Premier League sustainability and profitability rules now. And it's so important. Say Chelsea will now begin to go to Saudi Arabia important. Indeed, from now to the end of the season, Chelsea will say every time there is a reportage said to ball in Baghdad and Bali have flown on to Saudi Arabia to go and meet their Saudi partners and to start looking for ways how do I call it? Some capital, whether liquid or whatnot, to come and make sure that they balance their books. Then you know. Now, I've Mati, in Kofu be and a lot of financial experts have been saying, granting interviews all England said it will take some expert financial engineering for Chelsea to clear through the season. Next season without being docked any point. And a lot of them believe said because it's going to be very, very difficult, they are very certain that Chelsea are going to be docked points by the end of the season. So what that means that Chelsea finding ways, very, very genuine ways, smart ways, and get ahead of the curve to make sure that at the end of the day, whilst they go through the season, they still have enough capital injection from wherever across the world to put in, sell players. That's the key part of the sales that they can have, and then make sure that they have enough money so that even if say someone qualify for Europe next season, they have what it takes to play in Europe, which is very important. Now, out of the list of things that Chelsea are planning on there, the first amongst them is to make sure that Chelsea will now revive the Riyadh Air contract. At the beginning of the season, Chelsea any Riyadh Air for could income. In terms Riyadh Air, the biggest airline carrier for Saudi Arabia. And when we want to have the conversation, it was clear that Chelsea's plan was to have them in the summer. Now current Chelsea front shirt sponsorship, Infinite Sports, there were a lot of investigations said Infinite Sports and Chelsea 40 million Now 40 million is seen as something small per sika Chelsea here by the end of the season. Chelsea here about 60 million and in excess even before player sales. Now it's the reason why here they need to find Riyad Air, but Obia so marketing pen. Obia or top notch in terms of marketing, and then sales will tell you say one of the first things that marketers and sales people watch to come into such agreements, the success you have, brand quality. But of course, in Chelsea these days, any result. Look at Chelsea, our English Premier League. The results are not really coming. So many teams go to Europe, so that it makes it even more dire. But the report is that throughout this week, Baghdad, Egbali, and Todd Boli have made very meaningful trips to Saudi Arabia. And the theme, and I say the what trip in it is simple to make sure so they can start conversations with Saudi and then Riyadh Air, so that definitely they can start making sure so they will get some good money and capital injection at the end of the season to start it. And clearly a lot of people, credible sources, in the Saudi region, the people that are there have spoken to that direction. They have been very verbatim. They have been very clear. So there's a very high possibility. Say Chelsea are looking for ways make sure so they will get some good money. And of course, the Riyadh Air one is part of it. A big part of that conversation in there. And negotiations have already started between Chelsea and Riyadh Air to become the new franchise sponsor for Chelsea Football Club. And a very, very important part, because Chelsea needs some good money by the time the season is ending and next season is about starting. And the deadline is on the 30th of June. So we'll wait to see how that goes. Regardless of that, anytime there's an update or something, I'll come back to you. I'll bring you all the conversation. I'll bring you all the juice. I'll bring you all the updates on exactly how Chelsea are faring with Riyadh Air. So of course, stick and stay with here with us. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. So on subscribing, turn on notification. Turn on notification. Subscribe button in the wall. Pause the video now. Go and subscribe. Turn on notification. Let us also hear from you in the comment section, because they're very, very important. Say you're better on camp. Very, very important. But now, I don't know whether this is good or bad news when I saw it. And a little bit sad. Not sad, it's actually good. And what is it? It's because Kani Chukwuemeka returning from English under 21 squad. That's also for actually a good reason. Now, I told you some days ago that Kani was invited to the Young Lions team. I've told you one of the best connectors that I can get in his age, Kani Chukwuemeka. Consistently playing very well and delivering at the highest level, and being one of the most important players for Chelsea. But the thing is that Kani has had some injuries. If Mauricio Pochettino style of play power this season, Kani was a very, very important part of that puzzle. But of course, in that game against Bournemouth, against West Ham, and a Kani Chukwuemeka prayer, or for a very long time. Now, this time, Kani is gone. So you see, these kind of things, if it happen player, where it hurt more times, where he come back, then he come back to the level where he don't want play to that level. He had one. So usually what these teams do is that they make sure that these players play, train even more, and then get to full match fitness. Because of course the player hasn't played for a very long time. And so I returning there, Opese will do match fitness or very sharp, because it's very, very, very important to you or subsequent games are outcome. Now that's exactly why Chelsea have a branch of friend Kani Chukwuemeka from the Young Lions, and it is clear Chelsea and Kasane Debeto on the website, and it is that Kani Chukwuemeka has returned for Chelsea from international duty early. He returns early to work on his fitness at Cobham as he looks to play a key role in the remainder of the season. I've told you, Kani a very, very important player apart for everything that Chelsea wants to do, and that's the reason why at Chelsea I'm making sure so they've gone in there, got Kani Chukwuemeka back into the free so he can come and prepare to go on and play. There's breaking news here. Enzo may not play this weekend against Burnley because there are issues of fitness, the travel availability, over Enzo's fitness. Argentina airborne game against Costa Rica, 7:30 p.m. local time, which is 2 a.m. UK time, and our 14-hour flight back to Cobham. And Obina just one training session before he plays. There's a possibility one shot against Burnley. Enzo Fernandez may not be able to play. And then finally, there's good stuff coming from the Chelsea advisory board, and I'll read everything that they said. What they are saying, they said every Chelsea fan should be in tandem. They should stick together. They should go together in unity to make sure they achieve the the rest of the season, everything that Chelsea wants to do. And say that we don't recognize the suggestion that fans are not being involved in the future of the club. This is directly against our experience. So we wanted to set the record straight. Supporters are able to contact the FAB board members directly via club website and the FAB holder regulator in person drop-in sessions at Stamford Bridge. At the last main board meeting, Football and Baghdad Iqbal directly and in person asked the FAB to help shape the club's proposal in relation to ticketing, and we have been working exactly on that. We have had multiple sessions with the club executives to work through potential proposals and provided with data to help substantiate any potential changes. The idea that fans are not involved and not at a decision-making level could not be further from the truth. And so I think that is the right thing that Chelsea have to do for now to the end of the season. Stick together and make sure you are together, grow together, stay united, and then get behind the team to get a lot of results in there. There are a lot of stuff to go on and have the conversation about. But later in the evening, of course, definitely we'll have a post-match analysis. We'll sit down, we'll do a live. So thank you very much for choosing me on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel if you've not. I'll see you very soon. Until then.